across Battersea, Putney and Balham. This is Wandsworth Radio News.
And the news is, I'm not entirely sure this microphone is working. Who knows? We'll find out later. We're going over now to a microphone expert known as Mark Keegan. Mark Keegan was here last week in the disguise of Mark Keegan. Mark, what can you tell us about the situation about my microphone being a bit dodgy?
Well, I don't know how dodgy it is. I can hear you, but I am sat next to you, so that may explain that one away.
Okay, well, basically what we're looking forward to now is whether you can actually hear me or not. We'll find out later on. Headphones are being passed around. Welcome to Wandsworth Sunday Roast. This microphone is affecting my mental capability.
Oh, yes, you're coming through on the phones there, Elliot.
Oh,
yes.
That's good. That's really good. That's fantastic. What I should say to you now, right now, is I'm wearing a big blue coat. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm melting away. We're not sure.
You sound like you're still watching the Grand National, and here comes Elliot in the
stripy
jersey. Oh, and there's red microphone closely followed by yellow microphone. Oh, and cup of tea
and
there.
The socks are coming off, the underpants are being removed, and it's the biggest laugh I'm going to get all the afternoon. Basically going over now to a deep, slow depression as my realisation that I took my pants off live on radio and no one noticed. I must point out that I didn't really remove my undergarments. That can be left to the audience's imagination. And who can imagine what people could get up to in this day and age? You know, people in charge, they could do some very taxing things, or possibly the opposite. Now, I'm not sure if I can be heard. I think I can be, but who knows? We're starting the show again with my voice. You're tuning into Wandsworth Radio. It's spending some time, but it's mentally slow. There might be me, but who can tell generally? Only these three strangers who are sat next to me, because we're on Wandsworth Sunday Roast. Again, I'm not sure I can be heard. I might have to nick another person's microphone. So I'm going to nick Mark's microphone. I don't think I was being heard. I think we have to do that again. So I'm going to do this again. This is going out live now. So I'm going to do the intro again. Yes, so normally I don't trust this little microphone here, so I'm going to have to do that spontaneous thing again. So sit next to me is a gentleman. He's called Mark. And next to him is Melissa, and she's quite laugh, and next to her is Nicole, and she's very smiley, so we can look forward to this being amusing briefly. Okay, so it's Wandsworth Sunday Roast. So I've taken Mark's microphone away from him, but he will get it back because later on he has got the amazing, unforgettable, what is it? Oh yeah, the Mark's Fab 4 Facts. Mark, can you give us a little clue about what you might be exposing to us all in our ears?
Well, we'll be teeing off when we do this week's Fab 4 Facts. That's your little clue-orama.
A little clue-orama there. I can't reach over to talk to Melissa. I haven't pressed the button yet, but hang on. If I do this, music can go away slowly. There we go. So there you are. It went a bit doolally then. So here we go. That's better. Melissa, can you hear me?
I can.
Because that was weird. Because you're professional, so you're standing quite away from the microphone. It's quite distorting because I've got
get a bit closer.
Oh, not too close. No, my wife's away in a pub. Now, don't do that. But you're doing your professional thing because normally you're trapped inside a costume.
Yes, or washing them.
So how do we know that you're not a miniature version of yourself inside a larger version of yourself now? Because it's called skin work, isn't it?
Yes, I could very well be.
We'll find out. Is it good? And next to you, putting our headphones on right now, is Nicole. Hello there. You're back.
Hello, bonjour.
And the rest of you. Yes, you're all here. That's good. So do you enjoy listening to One Direction? Are you aware of those people?
I'm aware.
There was a pause then for an opinion. You weren't sure. Because it says here, Zayn, like I would. Basically, we're about to find out, would I like this? Let's find out right now. Oh, I hate it immediately. Well, that was definitely a jingle playing. And that was definitely Zayn, we think, from One Direction. So can we'll do that thing that they used to do at the end of Going Live, or if you're old as me, Saturday Superstore, where they used to play some music and say, so that's a new release. What do you think about that? I'm going to start off with Nicole. So you heard that's the new release, possibly, by Zayn, who may or may not have come from One Direction. And should he go back there? Was that a good solo thing?
No comment.
Oh dear, blimey, was that bad? How much out of 10? Can you give us a number? Minus 37. No, yes?
A moderately generic-y poppy 6.
Okay, that's right. And Melissa, hello.
Hello.
How do you take to that then? What was that? Was that your favourite songs of all time, or possibly the opposite?
Possibly the opposite.
Oh dear.
Yes. As long as it's moving in one direction, in the opposite direction.
Yeah, keeping away from
you.
Keeping away from my ears at all costs. So,
but I wouldn't go as far as a 6. I would say possibly a 4.
Oh, blimey. Okay, Mr. Mark, come on. There's One Direction fans out there who are upset that he left, and he was the talented one. Difficult to tell. But what do you think, Mr. Mark? Because you're into soul and funk, aren't you?
I know, yeah. So it wasn't really my cup of tea. But I suppose, if you heard it a few times, you might tap your foot to it.
Oh, basically tap, but you're being tortured. And please, I'll tell you anything. Don't tell. Basically, you're just sort of tapping out an SOS with your foot. Which was.
But it sounded like Zayn was doing his best.
Yes, whatever God's given him, or whatever whoever's to blame for the talent that he might have. We're all doing lots of posing here because these pictures will all be going on Twitter and possibly posted onto various. I don't know what you do with imagery nowadays. Basically, just put it on the internet. When the internet is destroyed, like in Mad Max 3. Yeah. I'm not looking at me like I'm going to destroy the internet. But once it all goes, what are we going to do? Because basically I use Facebook as almost like a family album. There's loads of stuff of my son and my family. Hey, look what we're doing, that kind of thing. And it's probably very annoying for single people and what have you. But what's going to happen when something happens? There's a huge electromagnetic pulse thingy that comes and wipes it all out. What are we going to do? Where's all our stuff?
We'll cease to exist.
We will. All that time spent doing that and taking pictures. I can't really selfie at all here. It helps if I hold a camera. But you're not on social media at all.
I'm not, no.
Join us.
Noticeable by my absence. No.
Because I have to do that on Facebook. It was saying all the people who are going to be on. Melissa.
Come over to the dark side.
Yes,
we have
it's cool.
cat videos.
We do have cat videos, and we've got videos of you that you don't know about.
My wife does keep me updated on interesting bits of Facebook, so I get like a daily or sometimes an hourly summary
of stuff.
The best bits of Facebook, so I don't need to be on it myself.
So I was going to say, though you do have the Colour House Theatre thing, we're only weeks away from the next one, aren't we?
We are. We're
hello, it's time for Seamus Plug.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Seamus Plug, and I'm here to talk about anything that you... Melissa, are you doing anything exciting soon?
I'm going to be doing a 2-handed marionette show.
Blimey. With yourself, or is that you being one hand and on the other hand you have 5 fingers? No.
Yes. It would be my 2 hands and somebody else's 2 hands.
That's 4 then.
That's 4
You're
hands.
lying.
Yeah.
like there's no lying celebrities out at the moment for taxing reasons, obviously. But when is that happening then?
It is happening on the 24th and the 25th of April in Firle in Sussex.
Sussex.
Yes,
okay, that's quite far away from the Wandsworth area.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a garden party. It's going to be lovely though.
Wow, there you go. And Mr. Mark, what were you saying? My name is Seamus Plug. Please plug your thing shamelessly.
Yes, after our sellout last month, we're back for the monthly comedy club at the Colour House Theatre in Merton Abbey Mills, which is just on the edge of the Wandsworth area. Okay, and who have we got starring in that particular show? Not me yet, I can add, but who is going to be in it? We've got Sarah Mason, who Wandsworth Radio listeners will be familiar with her oeuvre. Yes, exactly. So there you go. The silence speaks volumes. And a very funny up-and-coming young man who goes by the name of Wilson, plus some surprises still to be announced. Okay, that's right. And is Anti-Durin Battalion going to be in that show? He will be appearing at the Colour House shortly, yes. We shall find out. And quickly, Nicole, have you got anything to plug? We got a shameless plug moment. She's coming up to the microphone now and she says... I do have a one-woman comedy show called Delicious Indictments. You need to be a bit closer to the microphone before time runs out here on the Shameless Plug Show. I do have a one-woman show. When's that? About dating through the decades. Yep. And I've got a few meetings of when next. So who knows? So come and see my thing whenever it's going to be. I'll let you know. And as soon as my accent starts making any sense, your show might arrive. Brilliant. That was the Shameless Plug Show. Thank you. And this is a jingle. And there'll be some more music coming up now. And this is the news I'm afraid I'm going to be arrested under the laws of dodgy accents because I come from Billericay in Essex. I don't come from Ireland, and therefore I'm not allowed to do an accent from where I don't come from or not related to. Mark, can you help me out with this? Because they're going to drag me away because my accent was a bit dodgy. Can you help me, Mr. Mark? Can I help you? Yes, please. I could drag you up, but it probably wouldn't work on I've got radio. Quite nice legs, to be honest. Yeah. So, I mean, what should I do? Because we have got some accents coming up later. I think there might be a Welsh accent or a Scottish accent coming up in different sketches. But I'm from Essex. What can I do? Well, you could do an Essex accent. You could do some Danny Dyer. How dire is his acting? I don't know. But, I don't know. I've got a bit of a dilemma, and maybe you can help me with that. Okay, because I can't work out whether Danny Dyer is the thinking man's Jason Statham or whether Jason Statham is the thinking man's Danny Dyer.
Are these both attractive men? We'll find out now. We're going over to our attractive man expert, Melissa. Any of those particular men you would like to go on a date with? Because we can arrange it. I think my penance is to arrange a date with Eva Starr for you. So which one of those people would you like to spend time with?
Jason Statham, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's something about the slightly balded man that I find quite sexy.
I know I looked at Mark, because you're not balding at all. There's no bald people here.
There aren't.
Maybe by the end of the show, all our hair will fall out. I don't know. We're going to find out that later on. So now we know that. We can move on to this. Must admit, we weren't very impressed by this song. We weren't. Wasn't this bit? It was a little bit auto-tuned or what have you, which happens. But halfway through it, you were going, I don't even know why he's singing. Like he'd gone to the dentist. You were saying, I had that once. I went to go. You know, in the 90s, where you can get music accidentally on purpose online now and torrenting, which is very naughty. You mustn't do that. Very naughty and Pirate Bay, if that still exists. But back in the 90s, what I used to do, I used to go and buy something on cassette from Woolworths. And then I'd record it at home and then bring it back and go, I've already got this. And they could never tell. It wasn't like it scratched or something. And I did that I bought this PJ Harvey album. No, I bought the album by The Cure. And I was speaking like this. Hello, perfectly normally. No, I was speaking like this because I'd had some dentist work done. And it really hurt. And I was like, I want this album by The Cure, please. And they gave me the album by The Cure, that sort of thing. Then I came back and went, and I was speaking like this, and I sort of, I thought, could I have the PJ Harvey album? So The Cure literally cured me of having that thing. It worked. It was a miracle. There you go. So if you ever want to get rid of a speech impediment or whatever, or if you've gone to the dentist, just go buy anything by Robert Smith. Has he ever done any solo work by himself? I'm looking at Melissa just in case are you a fan of I like The Cure.
No.
My wife does not like the thing where they did the thing with the Call for Cats, hates that song. But there's other songs. I'm looking at Mark. You don't like The Cure either, do you?
No,
it's just
I
me.
love Cats, you mean?
Yeah.
Call for Cats is Squeeze.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is it normal to subject people? I'm going to ruin the punchline. Is it? There. Oh, I'm hallucinating. Here we go. Is it normal to subject people to that?
It's not unusual.
It is not unusual to mess up the end of a sketch.
I know.
Yeah, no,
I've got the same birthday as Tom Jones. Obviously not the same year, but the same day. And Prince.
Wow.
Me, Prince and Tom Jones. Who'd have thought?
Yes, exactly. So, have you met any of those people?
No.
Okay.
My sister-in-law did actually touch Prince by request. One of his people came up to her when she worked for Virgin Records, and they were doing his after show, and this flunky said, could you touch Prince, because it makes him feel
better,
normal? Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Or something like that.
I want to say, where did he touch it? Where did he touch it in the record shop, or where did he, on the nose, on the ears?
I think on the back.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, have you ever touched anybody famous? We shouldn't ask that sort of question of a lady, but have you brushed up against Jason Statham? Were you just thinking about that now?
No, not Jason Statham, but I did light Tom Bell's cigarette.
Whoa!
While working on a film with Richard Harris.
It's all go.
It is.
Who's Tom Bell? I don't know who that is. Mr. and Mrs. Bell's little boy. Who's Tom Bell?
He was in that thing with...
I know, yeah.
Helen Mirren.
Those vague movies that no one knows
Prime
about.
Suspect with Helen Mirren.
Okay. Were you an extra in it, or were you just helping out?
No. This was when I first left drama school. I did a stunt for the BBC. In a film called...
I did an expression that I went... my eyebrows went up. What is this stunt that you did?
It was in a film called The Great Kandinsky, which starred Richard Harris, Tom Bell and Ian Carmichael.
And you did a stunt in it?
I was a mermaid.
Wow. I think you've told me this, but I remember you telling me this years
yes,
ago.
I might well have
from 12 years ago, that sort of thing. And you played a mermaid.
I played a mermaid, yes.
Goodness me. Yes.
Ian Carmichael's character died, and Richard Harris goes to the White Cliffs of Dover, throws his hat off the White Cliffs of Dover, and I, as a mermaid, came up through the English Channel into the hat, waved, and then dived back down, taking the hat down with me.
Everybody seek out this film on YouTube. Definitely. Twitter it as Richard Harris throws hat at mermaid. Not something I was expecting to say today. But that's great, because you never know. We could make that go viral. We could see that thing. I know this is radio, but were you a fully exposed mermaid? If you don't mind asking. Goodness me, it's all go.
Oh yes.
Have you?
And I had my hair dyed blonde for it as well.
Oh, it's all go. So I was going to turn to Nicole, who is blonde lady and not dyed, probably all natural. We shouldn't be talking about that sort of thing. Have you ever been in a film unsemi-closed? I have at college, which I'll explain to you later. It was arty. Have you been asked to do that sort of thing as an actress? You said no or yes. Should I not ask? No. Oh, she's shaking her head, which means lawyers are being called right now. Do not ask me. Mark,
I was just going to say, though,
yes?
Richard Harris throwing a hat at a mermaid is a good name for a band, which is one of those little features we used to do in the mornings.
Oh, yes.
And we seem to have forgotten.
I know, because we're old. It's the sort of thing that people in their
memory goes.
That'll be a good name for a band. Here's another song, which would be another good name for a band. Here it is now. Bohemian, like us, being crazy people. Yes, I've made the studio go all quiet now because I started sharing personal things, which I'm not going to do on air now. We all started talking about this and that kind of thing. So, Mr. Mark, what can you tell me about what you've been up to this week? Anything exciting? Anything you can recommend that you've been doing?
What have I been doing this week?
And you can say it out loud, then we'll look at Melissa and see how she reacts to that.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, we're sort of in the catchment area, so the mighty Crystal Palace won for the first time in like 124 days or something yesterday.
Melissa's fallen asleep now, so to make it more exciting than that.
Against Norwich, which is your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah,
or you have a Norwich connection, don't you?
I met my wife in Norwich, and I lived in Norwich for 6 years. Before that, it was Ipswich. So we're going back to depressing things again now.
All right.
It's not very nice.
You're sort of working your way...
Up or down or round?
No, hang on. Norfolk's above Suffolk, isn't it?
Well, socially
the clue's in the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody coming in.
We can really ratchet up the excitement now because.
What did you just say?
What was the thing I came up with about Sam?
I don't want to know. He's here in the room. Don't say such things. He's a lovely boy.
What was it? It was the man.
Yes, Sam's the man. We're part of the Sam fan club.
The man, the news, the headlines. That's it. It's Magic Threes, yeah.
Yes, okay. This is something in your head. You never told us about this. But
I thought I said it out loud.
No, in your head, I'm afraid it was there.
Okay, do we like that?
Sam, the man. How does it go? It
goes, the man, the news, the headlines.
I think just you doing it by yourself. The ladies are swooning all over the place. What we're going to do about that? So currently, should we move you away? Yeah, you're a lovely voice and everything. But I want to talk to Sam.
Absolutely, yeah.
Should we get Sam? So
we'll get Sam. Yeah,
shunt you out of the way. Now Sam is being shadowed by somebody today. She's his stalker. She's not very good because you can see her there. She's in a what she wears like a grey jumper. And here Sam is. We're exporting a lovely green thing. It's a bit Kermit, but that's good. I'm glad you sort of committed to this particular thing.
So
How are you doing? You're trimmed today. Again with your beard. I'm talking about your beard. Possibly armpits. Who knows?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
Your assistant there has now made us. Well, I didn't say you could sit down, and she sat down. That's great. Oh, help yourself. Why don't you? Not your show, is it? No, that's fine. Hello. Are you allowed to broadcast? Hello. What's your name? Ruth. Okay, yes. That's good. So yes, that's good. So and you are going to be taking over from Sam, or are you just sort of going to be a newscastering lady, or if that's a word?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's good. That sort of thing. So, I mean, are you going to be... Because he reads off the screen, don't you? Don't make it up, unless you do.
It's all made up.
All of the news.
On the fly.
David Cameron's an honest man. That sort of stuff, it's all made up. I didn't say that. Other honest men are also available. So, we're here today to basically talk about Sam. Yes. Because it's come out, basically, that you are the most professional reader of the news on Sunday between 2 and 4. So that I think we should have a big round of applause for that. We're probably gonna get you like an award or something because Mark actually I'm thinking because I'm not going to be away for 2 weeks. I think we should make up a jingle for you when you're away. So when you come back, it's waiting for you. His face, I can see he grins for a while and then his face just drops completely like that. So what we're going to do now, because I think the news. I think I need to move a few things around here. But what I'm going to do is shunt the news jingle around there. So I think if we place this button, we should get a jingle and some news, and then you can take a deep breath and do the news. So again, hooray for Mr. Sam. He'll be doing the news any second now. Well, very soon anyway. That's one of those lovely little smooth jingles that reminds me that I should get a massage, but not live on air because I get carried away. Basically, there's some music now, and then there will be the lovely Sam doing lovely news. Oh, now that happened to the person I was DJing after. The song suddenly abruptly stopped. So this, I don't know if that's Ni-yow or it sounds like a thing that a cat might say.
Ni-yo, get with the program.
I have no idea. I don't know about modern music and what have you. I like science fiction and exciting things like that, which nicely links in to a brand new. But did anyone actually, Melissa? Do you watch Doctor Who by any chance?
I do, and I've been in Doctor Who as well.
No way. Well, recent
Yeah.
old. I was going to say old school. That's terrible. I mean, like recent time Doctor Who.
I was in David Tennant's first episode.
New
Earth.
Yes, so you were a zombie in that, were you?
I was.
I have that on DVD.
Yeah.
Wow, so not only am I going to be hunting out Richard Harris throwing a hat at you semi-clothed, I know that's Richard Harris or you, I'm also going to be looking out for you going, oh, I'm a zombie.
Yes.
I must have seen that. So do you get... Because in that episode, he runs up to people and he sort of throws... He touches them.
Yes. Well,
It hurts.
He drops water on them and then they go and touch everybody else.
They do. So you didn't get to touch David Tennant.
I didn't. I almost did.
Oh.
The director wanted me to be the one that he hugs.
Oh.
But the assistant director gave him somebody else.
Oh, well, we will be hunting out that assistant director and telling them off. That was very exciting, and even a LARP reference at the end of people. Oh, yes, them to understand that. I went a bit crazy then. Now, Mark is not a big sci-fi fan, but I think you were on the edge of your seat. I thought you just wanted to leave it very quickly, but I think you were rather enjoying that.
I think that was the best episode so far.
There you go, and that's pretty good. So, Melissa, you've been in Doctor Who. That must have been exactly like it was to be in Doctor Who.
Yes.
Uncannily
absolutely,
like
it was.
Yes,
absolutely.
There you go. And Nicole, you were just looking at your phone. That's it. You're just going to go.
Tweeting about the show.
Oh, hey, that's good. So basically, we're going to play some music now, which that'd be a good name for a band. Very likely. This isn't Clean Bandit. Apparently, I have no idea what that means. Possibly a euphemism. He's quite insistent that we should come over. I don't know where he is. Somewhere where it's sunny. Which is, if we could open that window, which we can't, because it's a big. Does that sign say, please do not open the window still? Or are we allowed to do that? Because last week it was all broken and smashed. Currently, she can't operate a blind. She's lifting the blind up. You sort of push it down and it flumps up like that. That's obviously a technical expression. It goes boom,
The one
like
in my
that.
house doesn't flump up.
Doesn't it? Nothing. Okay. So we can see it's nice and sunny out there in Wandsworth. You are listening to... Pardon?
It was the big reveal.
Big reveal, live on air, on radio. We were revealing that Wandsworth is still out there. Did anyone actually... Because you live near Wandsworth.
I live in it.
You live in it, right in the middle of it,
I'm
in
a
it.
Wandsworthian,
Deep.
yes.
Wandsworthian. And Melissa, have you ever been to Wandsworth before? Is this the first time?
No, I've been here before. I've
Many
been in
times.
this room before.
Have you? What? How? What? When? Actually, on this day as well, on Sunday?
Yes, it was.
So-
at this time slot.
Oh, what happened to the other person? What did you do with them?
He got a job as the company manager on Thriller in the West End.
Wow, so that, you never know. So one of us might be doing that soon. So
You never know.
if they turn, I'm trying to think of another Michael Jackson thing. If they turned bad into a bad musical, that could be it. You never know, because my son is quite fond of Michael Jackson and all that backward walking stuff. Well, we did sit through Moonwalker, the movie, and even my son was just going about it. It's if they just sold it as being a compilation of videos, then yes. But it's almost has a narrative, and it's almost as if they sort of forgot to have it. So stuff happens at beginning. Have you seen it? Stuff
No, I
happens. You have not
haven't,
seen it. It is basically it's lots of video, pop videos sort of glued together or remade versions. I think Bad gets remade with lots of little kids playing all the parts, and there's a plasticine bit and that kind of thing. But there's no real clear narrative. It sort of starts with the story, a bit like this conversation, and then it just sort of stops, and then it restarts again.
It sounds awful.
It is, and Michael Jackson turns into a giant transformer at some point for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, he turns into a robot, turns into a plane. So you think that would be exciting? Why not watch a movie of that? But don't watch a movie yet. Never. I have now. I can't unsee that happening now. And I'm very fan of bad movies or good movies. Have you ever walked out of a movie? I was going to say anybody has ever actually gone, this is so bad, I'm leaving. Have you ever done that in a movie?
No.
So you just see quality stuff, go to the art house and see something cool.
No, I actually I did sit through a film that I wanted to walk out of. And I kept sitting there thinking, any minute now it's going to get better.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Oh.
And the date that I was with didn't walk out either. So.
Oh, that would be awkward if you're having a date with someone. You're going, you know what? This is terrible. And they just left there. That happened to me once. A drunken exhibition, probably.
What?
When you go out somewhere and you're drunk. The word I'm looking for.
Expedition?
Thank you. Yes. Well, I was in Norwich and we were sort of at this pub and there were these ladies and they were all drinking. This is before I was going out with anybody. And we all went to go and see Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't. It was Apocalypse Now. So we sat in the cinema going, it's interesting. This doesn't feel like wait a minute. And there were about 8 of us, and one by one we sort of left. I think the girls were the first to leave, and we were all being, we're going to watch this. The girls are gone. Quick, follow them. So we basically, our cinematic appreciation ebbed away because the girls are leaving. We're going to the nightclub. So, have you ever seen a bad movie? Have you been in some good movies? Skyfall, you're in that.
I'm in Skyfall very briefly.
Yeah.
I'm in Dark Shadows, which was
It's okay.
fun to work on, but
Yeah.
was possibly slightly disappointing. So hopefully Tim Burton's not tuned in, so
Yes,
he won't.
he's a
not
big
use me
fan.
again. Yeah.
Yes. So, I'll say, Nicole, have you ever walked out of the cinema?
I got ushered out of the cinema.
Oh wow, this is exciting!
because, yeah.
What were you doing?
When I was 5,
Oh, okay.
my mum took me to see Watership Down. And
What's wrong? What?
We had
That's
to
a
queue up to get tickets. And obviously
terrible
it was so
film
traumatic.
for a child,
Age
yeah.
5, not on acid, not understanding what that might even feel like.
Yes.
And I just couldn't stop crying, so we had to go home.
It's a harrowing film. I mean, they showed it recently at Easter time, didn't they? And it was a big, huge. Oh my goodness! This is not a kids' film. No. It's a good, weird, depressing. It's a bit like there are so many films in the 70s and 80s, like Kes, The Snowman, and that one, even Lassie, animals
Black
don't
Beauty.
make it to the end of the movie. I'm not saying Snowman is an animal, but he's obviously, a companion to the lead that is a little boy or little girl. Snowman melts away. Kes dies. I've not seen the movie, but it doesn't end. Yeah. Spoilers, people. It's not a happy ending. And of course, Watership Down, where it's just depressing throughout, and it gets worse or better depending if you like that sort of thing.
And then there's the theme music.
Oh, I like Bright Eyes. It's all right, isn't it? It's quite a nice, Art Garfunkel and everything. He's got the word funk in it. There should be a funky version. He put the funk into Art Garfunkel.
Who put the funk into Art Garfunkel?
We'll find
Another
out.
good name for a band.
We'll find out very soon.
Wandsworth Radio.
Again, that jingle makes me feel very old. They're chatting to each other now. They're leaning in. They don't have the microphones on. Should we listen in to what they're doing? The girls.
Let's eavesdrop.
They didn't know. The microphones were up. They were saying what you were showing this pendant thing that
Yes.
you've got. Is that a hematite stone?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
That's what I know things about.
It's a turquoise. It's a green turquoise.
I was close. It's definitely some sort of crystalline
Yep.
thing that you get good vibes off, isn't it?
Yes.
You said I'm scrambling.
Turquoise comes in lots of different colours.
And you're holding on to. You got a hematite stone. I used to do that. When I used to live in Norwich, it was so bad there that I used to keep little sort of hematite stone and mystic little things in my pocket. And I used to do lots of meditation before going doing impro shows. People thought I was taking naughty, illegal things, which I wasn't. I was doing all meditation. So I go on stage and do all this random gibbering, which nothing has changed. But basically, but with this strange look in my eye. No, nothing has changed either. But the people used to think I was up and away with inhaling naughty smoke or naughty narcotics, and I wasn't. I was just relaxing and chilling out and that kind of thing. Yes, I shall put my hands up somewhere. If I was a vet, who knows where I put my hands up? But basically, we were just talking about somehow Harry Potter. Well, we were mermaids because you mentioned the mermaids thing, and I said, were you a mermaid in Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
And you are in that one, but
I'm
you're not
in that one.
You're not. Which one are you in?
That one. I'm in Half-Blood Prince.
As what?
As
You didn't tell me before.
No,
so
I
you're
didn't.
remembering now.
In the Half-Blood Prince, I'm a Muggle.
Okay.
On the Wobbly Bridge. When the Dementors fly over.
Okay, that's cool. So you get to do lots of pointing and lots of
Yes.
magic and everything. Because I don't think that's in the book. It might be in the book. I'm not sure. There's bits. Obviously, the way they move things around, and like in Goblet of Fire, there isn't the Dobby House Elf rebellion and everything. So I thought Nicole was trying to get my attention. Though she was yawning with one hand. Miss, I know about Harry Potter, like the Hermione of the room. And what's the other Harry Potter movie that you're in? Or what do you do?
I'm in Deathly Hallows Part 2.
As what? As a Muggle?
No, as a witch.
Oh, blimey, that's
on
good.
On platform 9 3/4.
Cool. Hello.
Which?
Which magazine were you reading at the time? Yes, so that's a running joke. If you heard that sketch, it was great, and if you didn't, it didn't make any sense, and if you did, it didn't make any sense anyway. Hello, Mr. Mark.
Comedy callback.
Yes, it is. Hello there. So, we were talking about your Harry Potters and what have you. Oh, see, my microphone's disappeared.
Oh.
I think this is, my microphone just disappeared then. I was going to say, because when we were working, when we were working at Madame Tussauds, which me and Melissa did, and we professionally scared people. We used to jump out and scare people. Yeah. We won't get into why we stopped working there, but our job was to be covered in horrible horror makeup and leap out and say boo or words that come to mind.
Yes.
Like, stop hitting me, you're a tourist,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. But when we were working there, I don't know what his name was, but the guy who worked there who used to leap from the top of Ripper Street, basically we were sort of told to sort of hide in the crevices and merge out of the shadows or lie down and pretend to be dead and leap up. But he took this to a high extent by literally climbing up the walls of the fake Victorian Avenue and plummet from the top and land right next to basically a tourist. And he was hysterically bad and everything. It was good. He never landed on any tourists, but he was in Chamber of Secrets. Yes. I don't know if you're listening now, whoever you were. I've forgotten it. Do you remember what his name was?
I don't.
No, but he is in. You can see him in Harry Potter, and he played Ron Weasley's stunt double.
Yes.
Which is a great name for a band. There we go. And here is, because Lady Hawk, but the original name of the band was Ron Weasley's stunt double. That is an untrue fact. I've just invented it now. It's all a lie. Or is it? That was the lovely Mika with a song here on Wandsworth Radio, a part of the Sunday Roast Thing Is Us, Wandsworth Sunday Roast. I've forgotten to mention that we're currently in the studio and producing a show just for you for Wandsworth Radio. It's unique. We're improvising it all the time. We were just talking about improvising stuff. And also Mika, you see, I'm old. I think of Harold Mika from Rent-A-Ghost. Does anybody else watch Rent-A-Ghost? Does anyone know what I mean?
I did, yes. It was spelt differently.
What the Mika was?
Nerdy. Yes, he was Mr. Mika, M-E-E-K-E-R, if memory serves correct.
So is Mika there? Is he Mr. Mika or is he Mika Smith?
He's Mika, he's M-I-K-A. It's a different spelling.
Does it mean anything? Is it like what's it called, an acronym? Does it mean my intelligence can't...
Where's he from?
I don't know. I can't...
Can't's not spelled with a K.
It is, if you're being modern and everything.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah.
That's how... Don't blame me, blame Mika. That's how he spells can't.
Okay.
I see Mika and I go
Wasn't
can't.
he an X Factor?
Pardon?
Reject? Wasn't he an X Factor?
I don't
reject?
know if he
No,
was.
that
I think he's one of those sort
Wagner, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wagner.
Wagner.
Eastern European.
I think he might be like...
So I'm getting confused with
Yeah.
Magnum. That's a kind of lolly, isn't it? Or
It is,
there should be...
or a mustachioed detective.
Yes.
As opposed to a pistachioed detective.
Which is quite minty and everything like that. So here we are, just talking complete rubbish before the news arrives. But have we all had a jolly nice time? And has it been right now?
Yes, thank you.
And does anyone know what that weird random sound is? I don't know if we're actually there. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Now, I don't know whether, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that you can hear that peculiar electronic, I want to say, sort of farting noise. I wasn't going to say, I've said it now. That's the only F word we're allowed to say. I was going to say something else, but it could be a flatulence. It is like electrical flatulence. Possibly a good name for a band, not so much.
It could be, yeah.
Yes.
Electrical flatulence.
I do. So sometimes you hear a lot of early 80s stuff and you just think that's just electric. That's just Mark Ullman singing over electrical flatulence. So, so definitely that's... nothing against Mr. Ullman, but I think a lot of the soft cell stuff was very like someone just tripped over the synthesizer and went, that'll do. There you go. So if who is the other guy in soft cell?
Dave Ball.
There you go. Any relation to Kenny Ball, the jazz man?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you should know I thought you were the
I
random
didn't know
trivia
that.
fact.
Well, yeah.
Yes, so...
I got Dave Ball out, so to speak.
6.
that is fact number 6.
Yes.
Does not relate to the Beatles.
No.
Yes, so... but Mark Ullman, he's still out there doing his stuff, isn't he? He's usually quite flamboyant and doing... I think he does big... what's his name? He does...
Doesn't he do sort of Jacques Brel?
Thank you.
French torch songs.
He does that sort of stuff like that. I don't know what a French torch is. It's basically very... It's very bright, but quite pretentious. I don't know. So I don't know whether... there was a complete silence. And we like the French here, don't we? We do?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
But of course you do.
Oh, because you did your fantastic French accent. Definitely, yeah. So have you ever... Melissa, I was going to say, because you're our guest today, we haven't really had an interview. We've mentioned lots of things. Have you ever had to play, like, in a film... And they say, can you do this accent? And you've gone, yes, and then realised no. And you've got to go off for an hour and suddenly go, I can't do Welsh. Has that ever happened?
I played a witch in the woods in a horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they said to me, can you do it as Romanian? And I went, yes.
Yeah. You went, yes, I can do it in Romania. And like, any other accent will do.
Yes, and it came out as something I don't know what.
But did they use it in the end?
Oh, yes.
So which movie is this? Which movie?
Hey!
There we go again. Sorry. Which movie was it?
This was not Spirit of the Falls. It was the other one that I did, and I can't remember the name of it.
So do you get cast as a witch very often? That's not very... Well, I mean, I
have done, yes.
The stereotypical thing of being witch is all green-skinned, allegedly not visually pleasing, and you look very nice. So basically, what are you, a modern Wicker woman?
I am.
Are you literally really?
I am.
You do
Actually,
because you used to
white
scare
witch.
me.
Yeah.
Not like when we used to scare professionally. The fake Victorian street that we used to. You and Fiona and
Yes.
someone I've forgotten.
Jazz.
You used to tell me, or you say, "Can you feel that cold atmosphere here?"
Yeah.
And I'm going, yeah. Oh well, this place is inhabited by bad spirits, not just really annoying tourists. So, and as we say
They
that,
weren't all bad.
They weren't all bad.
They weren't all
only
bad.
hit on a repeated basis. But what I want to
I
say
meant
now
the spirits.
is,
I meant the spirits.
oh yes,
not the public.
I needed to drink some spirits when I was there, to be honest. But now Sam at the moment has just crept in. He's taken Nicole's seat away. Well, she sort of he gave her that look, and she went, "Oh right, okay, I'm going." Basically, he sat down there. Now, is it quite warm where your seat is?
Yeah, unusually warm.
He's joining in now. There you go. Exactly. But I wanted to say thank you, and I'm going to our fabulous cast today that have been Nicole Harvey, yay! And Melissa, yay! And Mr. Mark, yay! And the fabulous Sam, yay! And the random lady, I've forgotten her name. Who's she? Ruth, yes, the roof. I would say the roof is on fire. She's not on fire. She's not flammable. Very not likely.
Not forgetting, of course.
Yes.
Your host.
Who's that?
The one, the only, Mr. Elliot Stewart.
Yay! Clapping myself now. The last time I clapped myself, and there's not an innuendo, was I was in a game show, again in Norwich, and when you got a question right, you had to clap yourself, which felt very patronising. I felt like a performing Seal and everything like that. Now, Seal is not on the playlist. He might be a Kiss from a Rose. You know why he's got all those scars? Because he likes to kiss roses and things. Yes. Anyway, so yes, Dot the Chocolates, very old 90s joke. But next week, very likely, Anti-Durin Battalion will be here taking my place because I'm not available, but I will be back on the 24th with random guests and things. Mark, but you might be here to help.
I might be here, hopefully, to help out or hinder.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So basically, my coach has turned into a pumpkin, and I'm now going to press this button, which should be some music, and then we're going to have some wonderful news. So thank you for joining us here for the Wandsworth Sunday Roast. We will return very soon. Thank you for listening and doing whatever you were doing while you were listening. Thank you.